Hey, wanna watch me scare stupid people? Gay people are real. So I don't think it's really a hot take to say that the IDW Sonic comics are quite controversial, but to be honest, you could say that with most new Sonic things, to say the least. But a notable criticism I've seen, and the one that somewhat put me off reading the comics, is their infatuation with their original characters made for the comic, which seemingly have a larger focus than the game characters. While I can't vouch for characters like Lanolin, because I jumped off the comic way before she became a real character, I recall getting a bit tired of the character Belle, as she was a character I felt got way too much spotlight. But due to it being Pride Month and I like my theming, I thought I'd look at IDW's most popular original characters, Tangle and Whisper. Of course, we'll mostly be talking about Tangle and Whisper's 4-issue miniseries, but first, let's take a look at Tangle and Whisper's debut in the comics. Now, we'll be looking at issue 4, which is where we meet IDW's first original character, Tangle the Lemur. Based on this issue, it's clear as day she's got a lot in common with the blue Hedgehog, with them bouncing off each other as if they've known each other for years. Although what I'd say stands her apart from Sonic is the fact that she lacks Sonic's confidence, with her still adventurous but comes off more new to the whole adventuring thing. There's not a lot to grasp in this issue, as it's more focused on re-establishing old characters, with this one for some reason being Blaze. That's not a diss at Blaze or anything, I'm surprised she got introduced so early, that's the thing. But I actually think Tangle's inclusion as an outsider is somewhat nice, as in comparison to Tails, Knuckles or Amy, who are series staples, Blaze is well less known, so allowing us to have a character who's meeting her for the first time as well allows us to connect to her and Blaze better. On to issue 8 this time, where we meet another classic Sonic character, being Silver the Hedgehog. He's come back to the present as his future is still in ruins, so I imagine Sonic Forces was not the issue of his future. Not too long later, we meet IDW's second original character, Whisper the Wolf. Unlike Tangle, we got a bit of backstory for Whisper, being that she was said to help out the Resistance through the events of Forces, being dubbed the Guardian Angel. Although apart from that, Whisper's left on a pretty cryptic note, with the stuff to do with Neo Metal Sonic being the focus at the moment, with the comic kinda going that, we'll pick this plot thread up later. It's later. The Tangle and Whisper miniseries is about the duo teaming up to stop an enemy from Whisper's past, and learning more about Whisper as a person. Now, if you were paying attention to that summary, you would have seen I didn't mention Tangle at all. That's because she doesn't really do much in the comic. Is this the same reason people hate Wade? Well, it's not like she's left out on the adventure, being by Whisper's side throughout the whole comic. I just feel that Tangle had a story arc in this miniseries that just got cut out at the last minute. In issue 2, she says she doesn't want to pass out again after being trapped by Mimic.
Don't. You can't pass out again. Can't use the air. It's dark. Just forget you're enclosed and,
As if passing out in a safe has happened before? Then after the whole base explodes, she's begging Whisper for a second chance. Like, has she messed up on a past mission or something?
I know I screwed up. I knew Mimic's game, and he still tricked me. But it won't happen again. No, please don't do this. Let me prove I'm not a failure. You're not.
The way I read this, it kind of alludes to some big event of Tangle's past that just hasn't ever been brought up before, and none of this even comes back after issue 2. I understand this is a miniseries and they've only got 4 issues to tell this story, but I do feel Tangle got the short end of the stick when it comes to learning more about her. Onto Whisper's part of the story. Ah shit, this just got heavy. So as I stated before, the plot of this miniseries is all about the duo tracking down someone from Whisper's past, Mimic the Octopus, who's pretty much the Sonic version of the Chameleon from Spider-Man. He's a pretty good character who cares less about who he's supporting but what'll keep him alive, which is a pretty decent character motivation. This is exactly why Whisper hates the guy, as he betrayed their old team, the Diamond Cutters. This came down to jobs apparently becoming more life-threatening. I still don't know why Tangle later tries to get the man to have a conscience, even though he was very aware of his actions and had no remorse for him.
If it were training your friends just to save yourself?
They weren't my friends. They weren't even my comrades. They were a means to an end. I was in to reap the rewards. When that big crusade put my life on the line, it was not a difficult choice. Heroes became martyrs, and professionals stay alive.
Like, no duh, what do you think was gonna happen? I also do feel the pacing of the miniseries was a bit weird, like I said, feeling like a lot got cut out. It's mostly due to how events play out. After only a single mission, Whisper's just down to drop her whole backstory on Tangle. But the scene afterwards? Man, it's good.
You're the first friend I've allowed myself to make since then. I can't stand the thought of losing someone again.
I know how he works firsthand. Now he won't trick me again. He doesn't stand a chance next time.
Here, you can't be discouraged, can you?
Not when my buddy needs some positive energy, and especially not when her friends need avenging.
Thank you.
This is where issue 4 starts off, where, like I showed earlier with the weird plan to start Mimic. I forgot to mention before, I really like Mimic's weapon of just being a knife. It ends up for me making him feel more threatening compared to characters like Eggman who use badniks or egg pawns or, you know, cartoony guns. He just uses a real knife. But after a fight between the duo and Mimic, we then get...
Whisper? Listen to me, okay? Don't do this. Badniks are one thing, but this is different. I know what he's done, and it's unforgivable. But if you do this, you'll live with it for the rest of your life. Wouldn't it be worse for him to be caught? To live with the shame of losing to you? He'll wake up every day knowing he completely, utterly failed.
You're right. It's over. The diamond cutters are done.
This is more of an issue with Flynn's writing in general, with Sonic instead of being the preferred.
It was never about chivalry for me. I just gotta do what I've gotta do. That's all.
We get scenes like...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Time out! Time out? She attacked you!
But the discussion on Ian's writing is probably best saved for another day. The comic then wraps itself up on a pretty sweet note with them promising to work together in the future. Now that we've actually discussed the comic itself, you're probably wondering, Pride Month? Why does this video have to tie in with Pride Month? Well, not shown super distinctly in the miniseries, it's pretty much canon at this point that Tangle and Whisper are a lesbian couple. While not directly canon, more in the place of, it's canon but we just can't say it. Although I do have a scene which would argue in this couple's favour.
Simmer girl.
They attacked the town.
Look, so I'd rather not have another fight in my hometown so soon, you know.
I understand.
That's my girl. Now let's get some grub for your wisps.
Come on, you don't just do that to a friend. These two are dating, man. Come on. Also, this tweet from Ian Flynn, the creator of Tangle and Whisper and writer of the IDW comics, literally tweeted this when talking about the duo being shipped together.
Tangle and Whisper aren't officially lesbian. The majority of the fandom and creatives assume they are, myself included. I don't outright validate it because A, I can't. I don't want folks disappointed if something changes down the line. It's a technicality at this point.
And if their creator believing in this shit wasn't enough, just take a look at this panel. Holy shit.